You to Pamela's Victorian at Bell Mansion. I am Pamela, and George and I have this beautiful mansion to share with you. And George is my husband and also our chef. So we hope you enjoy his food tonight, all right? Okay. All right. You're welcome. And what is her name? Kaylee. Oh, hi, Kaylee. Welcome, Kaylee. I know I asked that, but I forgot it. All right.
We have another Kaylee over there.
Oh, we do. Okay. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a few little things to make your tea party even more fun. Okay? So there's probably some things on the table that you've never seen before, and you're thinking, what do I do with this little spoon, or what do I do with that little knife, and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start you out with teaching you what the word etiquette means, okay? All right. One day, I'm going to tell you a little story. One day, there was a king over in France, and King Louis XIV, and he was going to have a party at his castle. And he invited all of his friends to come, and when the friends came through his yard, they were bringing their little doggies. You know, rich people always carry little dogs around, you know. Well, the little doggies were running through the yard, but they were actually going to the bathroom on the yard, and they weren't cleaning anything up. And then the friends were also pulling flowers out of their flower beds, and it was just very, very uncomfortable. Louis XIV was so upset that these people really kind of destroyed his property coming in. And they really didn't have many manners, did they? So what he did was he said, well, if I ever have another one of these parties, I'm going to put little signs in the yard. And I'm going to tell them, please clean up after your animals. That's one sign. Another sign, please don't pick my flowers. Please don't stomp down my grass. And he put all these signs all over the yard. So when the next time came where they had a party, the people read the signs and they went, oh, I'm going to listen to these signs. I think he means business here. And so the word etiquette means little signs, okay? People think it's the proper way to do things, which it really is, but it really means, etiquette means little, and kit means signs. So I'm going to teach you a few little signs along the way to make your tea party a lot more fun, all right? So what does the word etiquette mean? Little signs. Good. All right. So the first little sign has to do with your little spoon under your teacup handle. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to borrow one of these over here, and I'm going to just show you about this little teaspoon first. All right. Now each of you, all of you, have sugar on your tables, and so there is a proper way to eat sugar at the tea party, or have sugar in your tea rather. And what you do is 1 cube of sugar equals 1 teaspoon of sugar. So the sugar cubes on the table are not to just grab with your hands and throw in your teacup. They're not candy, okay? They're actually a little bit of an add-on to make your tea nice and sweet. But it's not like candy where you just keep eating it and eating it, okay? All right, so when you stir sugar in your teacup, you'll take your little spoon and you'll go either clockwise in the cup like this or counterclockwise. All right, let me show you. Like this or like this. You never go both directions at the same time. What can happen? You're clinking the sides of the teacup, right? And then you're making noise. So you want to go very quietly, either one direction or the other, okay? All right. Then when you're finished with your spoon, you put it underneath your handle, teacup handle like this. Now, supposing you'd like another cup of tea, what do you think you should do? Do you think you should tug me on the sleeve to ask for more? No. Do you think I should keep interrupting your polite conversation to ask you, do you want more tea? Do you want more tea? Do you want more tea? Oh, do you know how annoying that is at a tea party? So what the tea etiquette people, what they came up with was you just simply put your spoon in your teacup like this and you leave it there. And then when I see the spoon in your teacup, I will come around and pour you another cup of tea, okay? And then that's a silent way for you. I'm going to open this little pot. That's a silent way for you to tell me if you'd like another cup of tea, all right? Now, oh, sorry. That was not part of the program.
I was waiting.
We didn't charge for that part of it. Okay, so anyway, now comes to the fun part, all right? I'm going to show you how to hold the teacup properly. There is a proper way. Now, contrary to popular belief, the ring and pinky fingers are not extended, okay? So let me show you. I love this pattern because it has a little hook here that stops your finger from going the whole way through. And your pattern probably does too, have just a little hook in your teacup handle. And so the proper way to hold the teacup is you put your index finger through the handle up to almost the first knuckle, like this. Then you balance and secure the thumb at the top of the teacup by putting your thumb on top of the teacup handle. And you notice for the Old Country Roses pattern, the handle is flat. Okay, it's flat. All right, so it's perfect for your thumb. Then your third finger goes underneath the teacup handle like this. And then, like I said, contrary to popular belief, the ring and pinky fingers are not extended, but they rest gently back toward your wrist like this, okay? Now, the reason that people do that is because if you're in the royal family, like the Queen of England, or if you're Prince Charles, or all those princesses over there, they do raise their ring and pinky fingers because they're royal, but we're not. So we're actually not allowed. You know what? You can do what you want. Anyhow, this is the proper way to hold the teacup. So, and it is a nice way too. Now, if you want to be really proper with tea, and I wouldn't recommend this for really young ladies because the teacup is hot, but you should raise your saucer with it like this, okay? And then sip your tea. Now, the proper way to sip the tea out of the teacup is, now watch me carefully, you lower your eyes and you look into the teacup like this. You never do this. And look out over at your friends. Why? What can happen if you're looking at your friends? Yes. I like those hand motions. You can spill it down the front of you. In fact, I started doing these tea parties 15 years ago, and at my first tea party, I had an older lady had tea stains all down the front of her shirt, her blouse. And she said, I was looking at my friends when I was sipping. But anyway, we let her stay anyhow. All right, so that's the proper way. All right. So now, I'll give you this back. All right. Now, do you notice the little knife at the top of your placemat there? Okay. Everybody please save that little knife because that's for your scones, all right? Does anyone know what a scone is?
It's a biscuit.
Yes. Auntie said biscuit. How about you? Do you know?
It's like a dessert.
Yes, it's like a dessert. Very good. Very good. And it's a sweet biscuit, almost like a cake or a cookie, but a little different. But I make mine with lots of butter, so they're not dry. And then, ladies, I made you some high-heeled shoe-shaped scones. Okay. All right. And then you all get teapots. Teapots. Anyway. And then yours are cranberry vanilla sugar. So and theirs is just a plain vanilla sugar. Okay. Anyway, so now I did place the Devonshire cream and the strawberry preserves on the table. So now after your soup and salad and sandwiches are finished, then that's the time where you'll pass the cream and the jam around. You'll put dollops on your plate. And then you take the little knife that I gave you at the top of your placemat. You'll cut off one bite of scone, just one. You'll put the jam on top, and then the cream goes on top of that. Now, if you don't like jam, that's okay. You don't have to use it. And if you just want to put cream on it. Or if you don't like cream, you can just put jam on it too. But the whole point of it is it's bite by bite by bite. You don't slather the entire scone with jam and cream, okay? Because then it'll fall off and you'll have it all over you. It's actually just bite by bite. So what goes on first? Jam. And then what goes on top? Cream. She's got it down. She's been here before. Anyway, so yes, that's right. So now, what I'm going to do, I'd like to give you a little napkin etiquette. And now, what does the word etiquette mean again? Little signs. Very good. Little signs. Okay. So now, if you'll just, everybody, take your napkin, and I'll tell you what, may I use you as my example? Sure. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our napkins out of the napkin ring, and you can just place the napkin ring there anywhere on the table. It's fine. And what I want you to do, if you could possibly just put it into a square. It should fold up nicely just into a square, like this, okay? Then you take the napkin again, and you take it out longwise like this, lengthwise, okay? Like, very good. Oh, you girls are fast learners. I bet you could always in school. Okay. Then you take the little folded part here, and you put that toward your waist on your lap. So then that is the proper way then to put your napkin on your lap. Have you ever been to a restaurant where your napkin's always on the floor?
Yes.
Well, that, I know, Olive Garden especially. But anyway, if you fold the napkin, it'll give it a little more weight, and it's more likely to stay on your lap. And then, did you know? Just one more little thing. Did you know? Over in England, and in Europe, and all of Europe, they never use napkin rings to put on the table. They're not decorative. But what they do is they have a little metal utility ring, and they put their names on them. So if you're in a family, you would put your name on your ring, and then you put your napkin in that, and then you put it in a drawer, and then when it's time to eat, you bring it back out, you use it, put it back in the ring, put it back in the drawer, and you do this for like 5 weeks without laundering them. Yes,
Wow.
They don't launder their linens like that. They don't launder their napkins. So about 5 or 6 weeks later, you get a new one. So actually, Queen Elizabeth, if she saw that we were using napkin rings, she would faint because she would think that we were putting a dirty linen on the table. But in America, we use napkin rings because they're pretty, right? And we wash our napkin afterwards. But in England, they associate a napkin ring with this soiled linen. Because then they would never put a napkin ring, and they're not even pretty, they're just metal. All right, so there you go. So I hope you learned something. I could tell you a lot more, but you want to eat. All right, so what I did with the little girls, we gave them some pumpkin mousse, okay? All right, now, so you can go ahead and start eating the mousse, and I'll come out and pour your tea. You don't have to put your spoon in the teacup on the first serving. That's only for a refill, okay? And then I'm going to bring out milk too for you to put in, so you can put milk and sugar in your tea. It's really good that way, okay? All right, and then here's the sugar cubes. If you want to start out with 2 each, I would recommend start out with 2 each and see how that does. Make sure you stir it correctly, okay? All right, so, and then I'll be out with your tea as well, and we'll have your salads out, and we'll be on our way. Okay, you're welcome.